Hello and welcome to Darkspell, a Rules Light D&D live play podcast brought to you by the Trinity Force Network. Join me, Dungeon Master Machinorum, as I take our adventurers through a homebrew D&D campaign every Friday. Follow the show on iTunes or the Trinity Force Network YouTube channel. Just search Darkspell Podcast to find us. If you love the show, follow us on Twitter at DarkspellPod, that's P-O-D, and leave us a review on iTunes. Both really help our show gain new listeners and grow. So, we are back for another episode of Dark Spell. This is going to be kind of a fun episode. It's going to be a little bit different than what I think we've all come to get used to, which is the fun, exciting antics of Bingle, Maelog, and Colgrim. We'll get to that, but first, we're going to level up. After the exciting trials of the Coring Wood, you guys accomplished quite a bit, and we have gone from level 2 to level 3. Now, for those listeners who are maybe confused, that they started off this branch of the campaign at level 2. For those of you listening in podcast land, you've experienced everything in level 2. The character introduction stories was what got us from level 1 to level 2. I don't think I ever mentioned that, but level 3 is kind of the big transition level anyway, where like some major character choices are made, and we get to kind of figure out
the meat of your character development.
Yeah, it's sort of like the personality of the character that gets determined by the actual in-game mechanics. So we're going to go through each character and kind
God,
of...
Bingle will finally get some personality.
Yeah, he doesn't have any at this point. Or I guess it's just turning it up from like maybe 8 to 9 at this point. Like we're maybe not at 10 yet, but we're close.
We're getting
We're heading to 11,
We're going to get a little bit closer. So let's start off with my boy Cheer Jaden playing the role of Colgrim. Tell me a little bit about you're a barbarian, which we know. Level 3 brings a couple of things for you. You're going to get some more health, some more stats, all of that, but particularly you get to choose your primal path.
My fucking totem warrior path.
Yes, tell us of the path you have chosen.
Well, I mean, it only makes sense that I go the path of the bear, just because of Bear Island and my little bear friend Yor and all that other good stuff. So I guess right off the bat here, I get to kind of take up the bear tribe's little mantle and take the bear as my totem animal.
Mm-hmm. That allows you to, while you're raging, have resistance to all damage except for physical damage.
Psychic.
Or psychic damage, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I read that wrong.
I get resistance to everything other than mind attacks.
Yeah, so you're going to be extra super
so
strong.
Resistant to everything except for Bingle.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
I said he's resistant to everything except for Bingle.
Oh, it's too true.
You also get the ability to talk to animals.
Yeah, with based on the ritual spell, so I can get beast sense and speak with animals.
Welcome
but
to
I
the
have
club.
to do it as a ritual. Hey, you don't know what you have yet. How dare you?
Yeah. So those who have those who've kind of been paying attention and notice Colgrim's ability to like channel his spirit bear and all that other fun stuff that comes along with that was something that we sort of came up with outside of the normal rules of 5e, knowing that he was going to be picking up the path of the totem warrior, and then going with bear. So that's pretty much it for your level 3 stuff.
Yeah, my rage just kind of gets stronger.
Yeah, basically.
Animal stuff.
And further down the line, like at level 6, you get a little bit more. At level 10, you get a lot more. You get to do some really cool stuff further down the line. But that's pretty exciting. So you're going to be extra tanky now. And you're a bear totem warrior.
And I need it after last episode, so...
Yeah, you got beat up pretty good. You guys are all good now. Like, you made it out of the woods. You were fully rested. You did not run into any of my spooky, scary skeleton traps in the puzzle because Bingle just guessed and everything went right.
I might use a different word other than guess. I'd say it figured out. But, I mean...
It's that ranger intuition working well for you.
Oh, it's just a Bingle intuition, baby.
Let's talk about monks, and let's talk about level 3 monks with our very good friend, Mr. Maylog. Now, you get 2 kind of cool things at this point. You get monastic tradition, and you get deflect missiles. What tradition are we going with?
We're going to go with the only tradition worth talking about, which is the Way of the Open Hand.
Tell me about it.
So, monks of the Way of the Open Hand are the ultimate masters of martial arts combat, whether armed or unarmed. They learn techniques to push and trip their opponents, manipulate ki to heal damage to their bodies, and practice advanced meditation that can protect them from harm. So starting when I choose this tradition, I can manipulate my enemy's ki when I harness my own. Whenever I hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by my flurry of blows, I can impose one of the following effects on that target. The first is it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or it gets knocked prone. It must make a strength saving throw. If it fails, I can push it up to 15 feet away. It can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Damn. So that's pretty badass, kind of right out the gate. You sort of get the choice to manipulate your enemies in a way that you see fit, that fits the situation. I like that. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of sticking with this whole one-armed or unarmed monk style.
I'm sticking with a unarmed monk, do anything and everything. I can tank if need be for a turn or two with the dodge. And with the dodge that I get from patient defense. I now have some good amount of crowd control abilities with the flurry of blows. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And the other thing, you get deflect missiles. Basically, if somebody shoots a missile that is going to hit you, you can snatch it out of the air as a reaction, reduce it by a d10 plus your dex plus your monk level, and if that goes to 0, you're able to catch it out of the air, which is pretty dope because... spoiler alert, you're going to need that very soon. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thanks for ruining the story, Mott.
Oh,
yeah, great.
you
now
guys
I don't even have to play it.
No,
I don't even want to listen to this anymore.
Yeah, this is dumb.
You get some really cool stuff further on down the line at, again, level 6, level 11. It's going to be pretty dope from there, but we got a long way to go before we get there. Now, the one I'm very excited about, my special Bingle boy, you're actually not using the standard out-of-the-book Ranger. You're using the Unearthed Arcana Ranger book to make
it's better.
Make your special man. Yeah, it's for those of you who aren't familiar with the sort of revised versions of some classes, this is something that actually Wizards of the Coast did to make some of the...
fix some issues.
Yeah, some pretty big issues, really, with certain classes, and with Rangers, there's like a whole bunch of stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, my Bingle Beast foot is going with a Conclave, which is sort of the different aspects you can take as a Ranger. He's going with the Beast Conclave.
I am.
What are we doing?
So, at 3rd level, Bingle, he juices up a little bit. He gets something called Primeval Awareness first off, which I'm quite excited about because now I can also talk to animals.
More so than you could before, which you didn't
before,
do much
you see,
of.
There's a distinction here because before I could talk to small animals, I could talk to squirrels and rabbits. I didn't have much luck with that, but now I could talk to big old beasties. I could talk to them via, so 2 of the party can now have a straight up conversation with a gorilla, and 1 of them cannot. So the favorites are already becoming.
I need 10 minutes before having that conversation. I gotta
Really?
I should
Yeah.
point out that like
Okay,
It's a 10-minute
so
cast.
I distract the bear for 10 minutes while you do your thing.
Oh, you
Well,
have to
that's
cast
actually-
something.
Yeah.
that's
Mine's just like a thing. You have an innate
Yeah.
ability to communicate with beasts, and you recognize them as a kindred, and they recognize you as a kindred spirit.
Oh God, this is going to be the scariest.
I can
thing.
just talk to them anytime I want, unless I've attacked them within the past 10 minutes.
so. Well, it's you or anybody in the party.
I can also, I can just, if I channel for 1 minute, I can tell if there are any beasts nearby, because that's my preferred enemy type or whatever. So with Primeval Awareness, if we're like in the middle of a forest and we like hear a crack or something, I can channel for 1 minute, I can concentrate for 1 minute, and I can tell you if it's a beast, what it is, if it is a beast, and where it is.
Yeah. The important thing to note about speaking with animals is that like animals have a
Are
very
still
typically
food. Even if you're talking to them, they're still food.
they typically have a very low intelligence rating, which means that like they are not able to say like, oh hey, no, my name is Dave, I'm like a little squirrel, and yeah, this guy's you're after right around the corner. Don't worry about it though. They are asleep. No, you're gonna learn like very basic stuff. You can see their basic mood and intent. You can see their emotional state. You can see if there's any magic affecting them. You can also, like, it says you can see short-term needs, food or safety. That would be like, you know, if they're fleeing from something, you would be able to gain the knowledge that they are running away from something and maybe the rough direction of where that danger is. Different things like that. So yeah, that is something that you're just going to be able to do outright, have this connection with animals. They may not shy away from you when you try to seek them out for information. You're kind of like Snow White, just like running around the little dwarf den and like having little birds come and perch on your shoulder.
Well, and
sing
yeah,
to
and help
you.
me clean the house before my mister gets home.
You can't get them to do anything necessarily, but you can get your animal companion.
Oh,
to
I'm
help
Mott.
you out.
I'm sorry, Mott. Can you speak to animals as well?
I am omnipotent, and I can speak with everything, and
Fuck,
everything speaks through me.
I keep forgetting that you control those animals.
Tell me about your animal companion, which you get at level 3.
Okay, so the most exciting piece of 3rd level for me is that I get to pick my my hunter style, or not my hunter style, my conclave. So I'm gonna go for the beast conclave, which means Bingle Boy gets a pet. And I'm very excited about this.
So you get to select between. Actually, you tell me what animal would you
whatever
want?
animal I pick, I'd like to have a little scene of me meeting it, if that's okay.
Oh, we're gonna trust me. We're gonna as soon as we hop into fiction, we are going to play
I'm going to
that out.
choose a giant badger.
Oh no.
All right. So we will
He's a
play
giant
that out.
honey badger.
Wait.
A giant honey
Okay,
badger.
that's what I needed to know. Was it a regular badger or a honey badger?
No, it's a
And-
giant honey badger.
That honey badger does not give a fuck.
Giant honey badgers don't get that big. Just want to throw that out there.
Well, it's a
that's part of
that's
their
why
Have
the
you
word.
seen the videos of honey badgers and what they're capable of
Dude,
doing?
they're fucking gnarly, but like
Well,
badgers
I'd like you
themselves,
to-
regular
I'd like
ones
you to
are
notice
huge.
The word
Much
giant is in this little manual
You
here. the
can't
word
just
giant
throw
is there.
giant in front of things.
Oh no, it's
Like-
it's listed as a giant. You can
Have
choose
you ever
it, like,
played Scribblenauts?
Honey badger.
by default they want you to choose an ape, a black bear, a boar, a giant badger, a giant weasel, a mule, which who and why,
I
a
would.
panther,
That sounds great.
or a
So-
wolf. So yeah,
I
this
was
actually
so badly wanting to choose an ape because that could be so funny, but I think a giant badger is just too on character.
yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Now that's big enough for Bingle to ride, yes?
We'll have to figure that out after the fact. I need to figure out exactly how big that is.
Well, if he's
there's
not
like,
big enough to ride, Bingle doesn't want him.
there is a whole set of like mounted rules that kind of come with being able to ride things. and we'll have to figure out whether or not that's something that you can do.
Okay.
Like, if you wanted to ride him around for fun, like maybe
No.
you guys are kind of like running around, the woods, and you're on your way to your next objective, and Bingle happens to be riding his badger. That's fine.
Oh, okay, then that's fine. That's good then. But
Like,
combat,
if you're
saying
like,
that'd be
I am gonna ride my badger into combat and use it to move, like then we'll have to have a deeper
I might like ride him
conversation.
in and like flip off of him.
We'll figure it out. We'll lay that.
Well, I'm
out,
gonna go with a
but-
giant badger. I'm gonna do that, and his name is Tookers.
Oh God.
Tukers. Okay.
So that's Tookers. Tookers.
So let's kind of figure out
Are
what
we gonna do a
can
little role play now?
No, well, like, so having a pet, like, what does that mean? Basically, the honey badger is going to be able to kind of act as its own member of the party. He can run around and do stuff, fight, do any like basic commands that Bingle is able to
I control him as a
do
second
for
person.
him. Yeah, essentially. And this is where this is different from the standard 5e rule set, which I used to play a ranger in a previous campaign. Shout out to It's a Long Story. Previously,
Shouts
you kind
back.
of like... Oh, it does. It says hello. You basically had to make a choice between doing something with your pet or doing something yourself, which is boring, because what's the point of anything if, like...
You can only do one or the other.
Yeah, like you might as well turn into a bear if you can't
Right.
make your bear attack at the same time. So there's a lot of like stats and stuff that the honey badger will get that will kind of let play out as we go through the game. But
It's actually it gets really cool because later on in my tenure as a ranger, it gets to the point where I can attack on my turn, Tookers can attack on his turn, but on my turns, if I land an attack and Tookers is within eyesight, he will attack also on my turn.
yeah.
So it's like I attack, Tookers attacks, and then Tookers attacks. So Tookers is gonna be a fucking he's gonna ravage.
Yeah, and
Should
giant
we
badgers?
roll his trait and flaw right now? Just get that over with.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? That'll be fun.
That
So,
should be fun.
much like the sort of standard
Exciting.
character building rules that we, I think, largely ignored for this particular campaign, but like if you were going to make a D&D character from scratch and you wanted to follow it strictly by the book, one of the cool options you have is to roll dice to determine what kind of character you're going to have. It will let you pick traits, flaws, all sorts of different things about your character to help sort of flesh it out. And
That
we're
wasn't the
actually
roll, that
going
was just,
to
that
we're
was
going
just
to do
me checking.
yeah, we're going to do it for Tukers right now.
Yes,
so go
okay.
ahead and roll me
So
a d6 for his
Currently
trait.
rolling for the trait. Okay, that's a 4. Should I
So
read
with
it
a
out loud?
4, people see an animal and underestimate me. I use that to my advantage.
That's exactly what I wanted.
So people
Wait, say
They're
that
gonna
again?
they're gonna see a badger and be like, look at that. And he's gonna
fuck is
fucking
badger?
rip their throat out.
Yeah. All right, so now you got to roll me a flaw.
Oh well, flawless. That's a 5.
With a 5, you get my idea of hello is a fury of licks to the face.
Yes, that's a flaw. That's a benefit.
We'll see. So that's a particularly friendly badger, given all things. We'll see how that plays out. That extra kindness may come to get you.
Well, we'll see about that.
So we're actually going to go right into the fiction here and pick back up with our 3 boys. That's pretty much all you get at level 3, other than like real basic stat improvements.
Yeah, which we'll
Do we
figure
have to
out
roll
off
for
air.
health?
I don't like. You guys can manage that
Just max out.
yourselves. To be honest, we'll figure. You guys can figure that out and update your character sheets. We'll be posting those character sheets soon on the website. If you haven't checked out our website, where you can actually get like the podcast versions of the episode, it's TrinityForceNetwork.com. You just got to click up on the tabletop games and then go to the link for Darkspell. and you'll see all the good podcast episodes. Alternatively, if you're on YouTube, just go ahead and follow the links in the description, and you can get there. I don't really have a great way of posting just yet, but once we do get that up and running, I actually already have like maps and stuff that the guys have been working off of to kind of see what everything's laid out. So I'll share those maps. The very, very good character art that's up on our Twitter profile will get posted there, and you'll be able to see updated character sheets and all of that very, very good stuff. But so let's kind of fade into the fiction here. So where we last left you guys off, you were just leaving the ancient ruins. It's still very early in the morning, and you have left the pirates who've sort of raided the ruins to get all of their supplies back, and they've sort of left you alone out in this woods. What I'll say is that, after sort of the trials of what you guys have experienced, you decided to camp out for the night towards the edge of the Coring Wood. You weren't really quite sure what to do next. You decided that it would be a good idea to sort of take a day and kind of rest up, recuperate from the action in the woods, and then get ready to head out in the following morning.
And we're roughly 8 hours from the lodge, right?
You're very far away from where I'd say you're like a full day's travel, because you're still in the Coring Wood, and the Coring Wood is sort of equal distance from Morin Harbor as Morin Harbor is to the hunting lodge. Okay. And it's roughly going to be a half day's travel. So you decide that tomorrow you're going to head out and either head to Morin Harbor or just cut straight across to the hunting lodge, whatever sort of the day's activities kind of lead you towards. But Bingle, you actually go out to forage into the woods
to find some rabbits for my jerky.
Yeah, you're gonna go make some rabbit jerky.
I'm gonna go try and find components for it. I was actually gonna have Maylog help me make the jerky.
Oh, okay. So he's sort of getting like the campfire ready.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, and getting everything set.
I wanted to show him how I make my jerky.
Yeah,
because I assume Maylog. This is a question for you. I'm assuming we had a little conversation. Did you have jerky back at the Order of the Hoon-He?
Very important question.
Yeah. I feel like we had it, but it was more for like travelers, and I wasn't a traveler.
Right. So So I said, well, my favorite food is rabbit jerky, and I make it the best of anyone. So I'm gonna show you how to make it.
Slightly terrified, but willing to try it.
Beautiful.
Okay. So Bingle, you head off into the woods. Why don't you roll me a survival check with advantage, since you are in the woods and this is like your jam.
A survival advantage, you said?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Let me just find that button there. That's a 13.
Okay. So with 13, you are searching around for trails, and you find some different ones than maybe you were expecting. You're looking for rabbit footprints, maybe some rabbit droppings, something that'll lead you towards your prey. But what you find are slightly different. It's sort of the trail of a badger, something you're not quite too familiar with. But you
what size are the paw? Is it a regular badger?
It's a bit of a giant badger. It's
a giant badger.
It's kind of big.
Damn.
Who could have guessed it was going to be a giant badger?
And tell me, was this a typical sour badger, or
you're not able to tell?
I can't tell what type of badger it is, huh?
No, you're roughly familiar with the tracks. Like that's definitely a badger. And you begin to follow them.
I'm gonna go after those tracks.
Yeah,
but
as you
tentatively, slowly.
As you approach, you continue to follow these tracks through the woods, and what's very disturbing to you is you actually start to see the remains of some badgers. There's some blood. There's some tufts of fur. You also see some larger prints, the prints of a wolf, sort of circling around and what appears to be a battle. But there are tracks leading further, and you hear growls in the woods.
Well, I'm going to keep on keeping on.
Okay.
This is a fun little scene here, but I do collect some of that badger meat because ultimately, once it's skinned,
Oh, no, this
Maylog's
is like...
not going to know the difference.
This is like, this is just scraps. This is like, some tufts of fur. It's some blood.
Okay. Well,
it's
then I
nothing
guess we can't eat that, then.
salvageable.
Okay.
But you sort of approach over this little hill, and about 100 feet ahead of you, you see the scene. There is a very large honey badger surrounded by a pack of wolves. There are these 3 large wolves snarling and snapping at it as they surround their prey. What do you do, Mr. Bingle Boy?
Well, there's a honey badger that's being surrounded by wolves, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And how far away from me are they?
They're 100 feet at the moment.
Well, I look at this beautiful creature, this honey badger, and it looks me right in the eyes, I imagine. And I look it right in the eyes.
It sort of turns, and you're like, you have this new ability, this connection with animals that...
Okay, I want to point out that I'm very uncomfortable with the turn that this story is taking.
It's a bit sexual.
This isn't your story. Stay out of it.
I'm just saying, as someone sitting in front of a campfire right now, I'm a little uncomfortable.
You're able to sense within this creature that it is
I feel
scared.
something. I feel something when I see this creature. I feel like when it's looking at me and I'm looking at it, I'm not looking at a badger and it's not looking at a Bingle. We are looking at one and the same.
It's scared.
As am I feel that.
But it's a little brave. Like, it's ready to fight. It wants to go.
I'm going to pull out my bow.
Okay.
How many wolves are there?
There are 3.
There's 3 wolves. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to... I have a couple rabbits on me. Would you say that's fair? I've caught in a couple rabbits?
No, this is sort of the first thing that you've approached.
Okay.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to have you roll me a stealth check to see how you can approach the situation. You know that the honey badger has seen you out of the corner of your eyes, but the much more distracted wolves, perhaps they haven't taken notice to you yet. So why don't we go ahead and roll that?
I rolled a 9.
So you're approaching this very majestic honey badger, and you feel like inside you feel its nervousness and its bravery, and like that emotional connection to something maybe isn't something you haven't felt in a while, and you take a gasp. You suck in some air as you see this scene because you're just so emotionally connected to it. And as soon as you say that, sort of the wolves kind of pick up their heads, and one of them begins to charge at you. It's going to take some time to get there, but why don't you go ahead and roll me initiative?
That's a 22.
Oh, hot fire. I'm just going to roll these wolves really quick. Okay. So, as soon as you sort of take this gasp, you notice that a wolf begins to charge you. And before you know it, this wolf has approached. And with teeth snarling, it goes to pounce onto you. Does a 14 plus 4. Does a 16 hit your armor class?
It does. It does hit my armor class.
With a 16, the wolf jumps on you and takes a big bite out of your tunic for 7 damage.
Oh, geez, Louise.
You're gonna get beat up by your own goddamn pet.
No, he's a wolf. This is a wolf.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
My pet's gonna.
I lost
Don't worry,
track of
Tuker's is
it.
gonna save me. You won't let me die.
So the other wolf, other two wolves that are surrounding the badger continue to sort of surround it and go to cut it off. And one of them takes a quick snap as it approaches Tukers. Oh yeah, so that's a hit. Okay, so you see the honey badger kind of surrounded by these wolves. You see one of the wolves go in and take a quick snap as it takes a bite out of the honey badger, and you can feel the pain of that bite as the teeth sink in. But it is now your turn.
I pull out my flare gun
Okay.
and I'm gonna aim it right at that one that just shot Tukers.
Oh, so you're gonna take a shot at the wolf that just attacked the honey badger.
That just attacked my honey badger. I want to show him that I am there for him.
Okay, roll it.
That's a 17.
Oh yeah.
Hot
So
damn.
with the 17, you fire your flare gun, and a red streak of fire shoots out, landing square into the chest of.
Can I tell you guys? You should see the way that light just catches his eyes and just makes him just glitter.
I'm imagining the smell.
The wolf with this like explosion of fire to the chest to roll damage. It's I think like a D.
4.
Oh yeah, so 4 damage. The flame sort of like bursts up in this wolf's chest, and you see its head kind of kick back, and it actually runs away, scared by the flame.
Is it on fire?
It's on fire, running away. Yeah,
Excellent.
It was a little. This is a little bit more than I think this wolf was bargaining for, and you see it sort of scatter away. But the other wolf that's there, however, sees this as an opportunity to attack and does so. It goes to lash out at the badger and actually misses. It goes to snap, and sort of the honey badger dodges out of the way. But now you can see Bingle. The badger goes on the offensive and goes to take his own swipe. He uses his claws and lunges out at the badger, or at the wolf. Lunges out at the wolf and manages to find purchase. Dip, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, you best believe it's a lot of damage. Look at him. Look at him.
Taking a massive slash through the wolf's arm, cutting it deeply. You can see the blood dripping through its fur, and it sort of the wolf takes a step back, and snarls as clearly it has underestimated its foe. Ayo. But we're back at the top of our order, and Bingle, that same wolf that attacked you before, will attack you once more. Does a 15 hit your armor class?
It does. It does hit my armor class.
He's going to take another bite at you. This time for only 6 damage.
Okay. Only 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have many of those health points.
A little bit more now that you're level 3.
Oh, yes, but still a very, very small number.
But it is your turn.
Okay. It looks like Tukers has that one under control. So I am going to pull out my bow and just do a point-blank shot at this little wolf bitch. That's a 24.
So you sort of, on one foot, spin around, leveling your bow at this wolf that has struck out at you. And with some very small distance away, you find no trouble landing an arrow squarely at him. What's
for 10 damage.
For 10 damage. So you shoot this straight into the not quite the neck of this wolf, but it hits sort of where the front leg meets sort of the rest of his body, and he goes down hard. Not quite dead. You can see it still quivering, trying to recover.
I use a bonus action to kick him. No,
it's
not like
a
for
thing.
damage. Just kick him. Just just take that, bitch.
Sure. So you kind of push him away a little bit, and he doesn't move far, but you can see him kind of reeling. He's still danger close to you and his sharp teeth, however. But our good friend, the other wolf, after taking quite the slash, will reach out once more towards the honey badger, misses, however, sinking his teeth deep in, to which our badger friend... Oh, shit.
Wait, he misses and he still sinks his teeth in?
But of course it would. As the badger dodges out of the way, Bingle, you can see this massive honey badger, this giant honey badger, reach up with its fangs and sink its teeth directly into the neck of the wolf, just gutting it completely. And you can see that...
Does he rip its throat out? Or?
He rips its throat out, and it's bloody and it's nasty. But you can see this.
Is he shaking it around with his mouth?
No, he's pretty cold about it. He takes the bite and he just turns and he starts charging towards you and the wolf.
Fuck yeah.
We're back to the top of the order.
I've been sitting here reading honey badger attack, how they attack prey, and they tear the genitals off of the things that they're fighting until they bleed to death.
Just like Bingle.
This is your match made in heaven.
God, Saturn's got something else coming. A little blind boy better watch himself. Or hear himself, whatever is politically correct.
So the honey badger now is charging towards your location, Bingle. But it is the wolf's turn, and with its last sort of means, it's going to actually try to tackle you. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure thing. Are you kidding? It's an 8.
So, as you
that's with a +6 modifier.
Yeah, that's not a great roll, and it's not crit. It's not a crit fail, rather, but it's just about as bad as you could do. So you know how the wolf sort of takes this lunging dive at you, and it jumps on top of you, and it has you pinned on the ground, and you can see it kind of snap at your face a little bit, but doesn't quite have the purchase on you just yet. You will have one turn to react. It's your turn now. As you are at the mercy of this wolf. You're under him.
I'm just gonna yell out one word.
Okay.
I'm underneath the jaws of this wolf. There's saliva dripping on my face. I'm bleeding. I'm bloody.
Yeah.
And I just go, Tokas!
Is that all you're going to do on your turn?
All I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
You're not even going to resist?
I'm not even going to resist.
All right. You better hope this badger rolls something good.
He's going to.
All you can hear, Bingle, outside of the growls of the wolf, are the feet of badger feet trampling up this mini hill that you're on, this small hill. And you hear the wolf cry out in pain as a honey badger tackles it, mouth first, into the side of the wolf, taking a big, nasty bite out of the wolf and slaying it. Just with a solid chomp, takes the last of the life from the wolf, and it lays there unmoving as a bloody-faced honey badger rises above the slain foe. Roll. Well, it's we're out of combat, I suppose now. You have this honey badger in front of you, and he's looking at you with sort of big eyes. You sense within him sort of a sadness, but the all thoughts of danger and caution and fight have sort of left him.
Does he have any wounds?
He's a little scrapped up.
Any in particular? Any particularly worse off than the other ones?
Yeah, he's got like a little cut sort of on his back where he got bit. That's bleeding pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly get up, and I'm going to just sort of, I'm gonna reach into my pack. I always keep a little bit of jerky on me, you know this.
Yeah.
I take out a little piece of jerky and I hold it out, and I hold it out for him, and then I also pull out some herbs, some healing herbs, or what
Jerky
Bingo
herbs.
thinks will heal, and I bring them over, and then I start to chew the herbs in my mouth,
Oh God, please don't.
Just kind of activate him a little bit.
Yeah, what does he do? Does he come to the jerky?
So he's kind of sniffing.
And I'm wincing. I'm like, ugh.
He's sort of smelling this jerky a little bit as if he wants to eat it, but he immediately takes a dive for you. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 23.
So you catch him in air as he's going to dive at you, but under his weight, you kind of are able to, you fall on the ground, but you're able to heft him above you. And he is like inches away from your face, sort of what you think initially is snapping at you, but what you quickly realize, he's just trying to give you a big old honey badger kiss, just sort of looking at your
I
face.
let him just loose. I let him loose.
You two just kind of have this moment. You're connected. You're bonded. He's loving you. You're loving him, and everything's great. You two become best of friends.
Hello, my name is Bingo Beastfoot, and I'm your new dad.
Oh, so that's how Bingo met
Tukas,
Tukers.
Your name is now Tukas Beastfoot. Welcome, welcome to the family.
So a few hours later,
And then I hop on his back and ride into the sunset.
yeah, we gotta figure that out. He's not quite ready for that yet. He's still a little busted up.
I'll take him back to town. I want to introduce him to the fellers.
Yeah, a few hours later, at the camp, Colgrim and Maylog, you see Bingle appear with an extra friend. You see a rather large honey badger approach from the woods right at Bingle's heels.
I'm all like fucking cut up from like wolf wounds.
Oh yeah, you're not that
This
great.
badger's
off.
got like blood all over his face.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to you?
Was just going to get some rabbits for me and Maylog.
And what's that? And I point at the badger.
Oh, that's Tukas. He's my new son.
Right.
Do you want
I
to?
thought you were a dwarf.
What do you mean? I am a dwarf. What do you mean?
That's not a dwarf.
It's a no. Oh, you see, when I say son, I was raised in a way in which family isn't necessarily. This is Tukas. Tukas, go say hi.
Oh god, no.
The badger kind of like sort of sniffs around the two of them, and with Colgrim, he's quite taken. He kind of gives him like a little
Colgrim,
nuzzle.
Show him some love. Go on.
He's
I showed the badger some love.
Yeah, he's giving you a quick lick to the face, but Maylog, he doesn't quite know what to make out of yet, and he's sort of, he's hanging back a little bit.
Tukas, stay away from that one. Tukas, come here.
But you did come back with some jerky, and you guys settled down for a night of eating. It is close to dusk, but I do know what you guys want to do from here. What's the plan?
Wake up
Where
and
the fuck are we?
we're at the edge of the Coringwood.
Yeah, you're on
So we're
the
are
edge
we
of
at the hunting lodge?
No.
No, we haven't even left yet.
Oh shit, we're all the way in the west.
Yeah,
Got it.
your camp is at the edge of the Coringwood, similar to where Saturn's camp was, but it's a little bit more east of that. You sort of took an eastward trek out from the ruins and sort of placed yourself out there, far away from where you knew that the pirates would be, as to not cause any issues with your new truce. but the day's travel and wanting to sort of recoup, you took the opportunity just before you left the woods to relax. So now it's kind of nighttime. You've got some nice jerky to share, a new friend, and you kind of have to figure out what you want to do next.
A new member of the party, boys. We're now a party of 4.
At least one of us is a Pokemon now.
Well, you could maybe say that. Just one sec, guys. Why is it that when I'm trying to make this like a card, but
No, I'll take care of that for you. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
He'll actually be like a separate character. I just have to
link him.
Yeah, I have to read your. You're gonna use him just like you use your own character page.
But why won't it do the thingy?
It's gonna have its own thing. You'll see.
But earlier I clicked it and it showed all the stuff I typed, all the funny stuff I typed.
I will copy that over. It won't quite work like you're trying to use it like a spell. This will make it its own character, which will also allow you to control it independently.
Beautiful.
So yeah, we'll do that. But I got to figure out how your stats convert over.
Okay.
But you're at your camp. What do you guys do? What's the next step?
We're staying here for the night, though, right?
Yeah, that's the tentative plan.
So where was the last known location of the blind boy?
The camp on the far west side of the Coringwood.
Okay, which we have been let loose from because we defeated that spirit thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we have a decision to make because our mission was to go and take care of the pirates, right? So I have a feeling that I will get my chance, at some point in the future. So if you guys would rather go and pursue other endeavors, I'm happy to do that.
Well, the pirates did say that they wouldn't harass the town anymore.
Did they say that?
Yes.
Do we trust that?
No.
I mean, they let us walk out of that ghost place once we figured it out. So I've got no problem. And honestly, fuck the town.
You're going to completely bypass town? Not going to stop in? Let them know what you did?
Yeah, we could stop in, I guess. Let's get some supplies or something. I don't know.
I want to get Tukers one of those. I want to get him those jackets you put on. No, he doesn't need a leash, but I want to get him one of them jackets you put on your dogs. But a leather one.
All right. So you guys are going to head out to town then?
Yeah.
All right, so the next morning, you guys sort of pack up your gear, close down camp, and head east towards Morin Harbor. The path is relatively quiet. There's really not a lot going on. You don't see anybody on the road. It doesn't take you too long to get sort of towards that road that you took out to Morin Harbor Lighthouse, now Beastfoot Manor. But you can tell that things are relatively calm, and it's not long before around mid-afternoon you arrived at the gates of Morin Harbor, and the doors, surprisingly to you, are open. The gates are open, and you're free to walk in.
Yo, are there people walking around, or is it just empty as fuck? What's the general vibe?
It's much different than when you left it, actually. When you were kind of walking around town before, there weren't that many other citizens walking around. People were pretty much shut out in their houses. There were pretty much only guards on the street. You could see really nothing in terms of life going on. But now as you approach, the town looks much busier. There are people sort of walking to and fro. Shop doors are open. People are kind of chatting it up. And things are looking relatively good. And not too far off in the distance, you see your good friend Revan Takeo outside the inn talking to a few villagers.
All right, let's go talk to Darth Revan.
I sort of, I motioned to Tukers to go scare the fuck out of him.
What do you specifically want him to do?
I want Tukers to just start just hissing and just sprinting at him.
Okay. So so ahead of your party, you send Tukers out, and he sprints right up to.
Actually, no, wait. Can I retcon that?
Nope. You send him out, and he's hissing and growling and snarling, and Revan sort of sees him first as he's sort of generally facing your direction, and he, with a scream, goes, "Oh, Jesus, run!" And the two citizens, this man and woman who were speaking with him, sort of book it in opposite.
Does this confirm that Jesus exists in Dungeons and Dragons?
God damn it.
Good catch.
Shit. Man, you really got me there. And I don't know if I'm a good enough, like, I guess, role player at this point to, like, work that out of my vocabulary. We'll resolve that at a different time. So he's startled and now quivering in the corner as Tukers sort of has him pinned against the wall. Now, this is sort of an interesting thing, Bingle, you're going to learn about owning a beast. He doesn't really know, like, humor or sarcasm, so he's definitely squaring off against Revan right now, as he sort of has him pinned up.
I just want to go over and pick Tukers up by the scruff and just hold him in the air and look at Revan and say,
I
Don't
mean,
worry,
he's
he's
pretty
harmless.
big.
He's huge.
I think he might need two hands. I would like you to click the link I just put into.
I mean, I'm fucking so strong.
I'm trying to figure out exactly how big Tukers is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Though, isn't it?
I'm
You're
gonna
not
just
that
hold on.
small.
I'm gonna set this in canon now because this is gonna get buck wild. He is about 4 feet long
Jesus fuck.
and weighs about 60 pounds. But that's like tail and all, you know? Like, he's big, but he's not huge. He's big enough for Bingle to ride, but
Badgers don't have much of a tail.
he doesn't, like, he's big enough for Bingle to ride, but he's not going to be useful, like, big enough for Bingle to be useful in combat. Like, it can move pretty much just as far as Bingle can anyway. So, yeah, that's pretty much how
that
it's
is a
going to
giant
work.
badger. That's twice the weight of a fully grown regular honey badger.
Yeah, it's just a bigger version of a regular honey badger.
One could say it's a giant honey badger.
One could say. But so now, like, no problem, Colgrim's able to pick this thing up.
No, I whistle him back before he does anything.
Yeah, so he kind of just, like, he gets
Bingle's
this kind
laughing
of
his
like,
ass off, man.
all right. So, Colgrim, you're gonna, I guess, put it down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it
him down.
returns to Mingle's sides, but Revan's like, oh, well, Jesus, you guys shouldn't do that to me. I didn't. Oh, God.
Riven sounds a lot like Saturn.
What the hell? Yeah, I know. That sort of came out a little bit too much. What the hell is going on with you boys? Well, you're back from the woods, which I assume is a good thing.
If he sounds like Saturn, Bingle just instinctively just sprints at him screaming.
No, you get none of that.
Yeah, fuck
No,
you.
I was just joking.
What do you boys have to say for yourselves?
Pirates are good. We're taken care of. We killed them all. They're dead.
All
They're not.
they're all
not
dead?
Killed them all. You should have seen it. It was crazy.
They're not. They're not dead.
So
Who are you gonna believe?
I'm going to believe Colgrim, the one who saved me from your new friend,
Oh, this is Tukers.
Tukers. Okay.
Show him some love. Go on.
He won't let that happen. He, like, as soon as the badger kind of comes towards him, he sort of, like, runs a little bit far back and kind of gets behind Colgrim. He's a little scared of it now.
Yeah, I wonder whose fault that fucking is.
Well, I don't know either.
Listen, are they dead or not?
They're not dead. In fact, we killed how many? 4, 5, and then they kicked our asses.
Yeah,
I don't know about you. I don't know what they're saying. I actually got away just fine.
But you're here, so something must have happened.
We killed a few of them. Their captain had us do a favor and clear out a nearby haunted cave, and
How realistic does this sound, Revan?
I've heard stories of the haunted spirits of the Coringwood. I figured that they were going to run into some kind of problem. What did you do?
Well, Bingle
what happened?
figured out what was going on inside. Beat the...
I puff my chest out.
We exorcised the ghost.
So you were able
With
to.
we compelled it with the power.
Long story short, we did a favor for the pirates. They let us live, and they said that they wouldn't be harassing the town anymore.
Well, I hope they're able to keep their end of the bargain, but after the supplies that we were able to recover from the ship, we seem to be pretty well set.
Is that why the gates were open?
Yes, you can tell the town is much happier now. The amount of food you were able to bring in really lifted the spirits. We finally feel like we're on the up here.
Maylog actually cooked his very first jerky. Maylog, why don't you let Riven try some of your jerky, pal?
Sure.
Roll me, and we're just gonna have to kind of retcon this a little bit. Roll me an intelligence, Maylog. I'm gonna see how well you were able to pick up on.
I'm offended.
Well, we're gonna see how well you were able to pick up on Bingle's teachings and see how well you did.
That's a 16.
All right. So with the 16, Revan sort of takes a bite and it's like, yeah, wow, this is fantastic. Boys, you're going to have to give me the recipe to this. And
No.
Okay. Well, from a local
But
creature,
I give Maylog a pat on the back of his cap.
where we would have been able to feed a lot of people with this. Rabbits are something we can obtain relatively quickly, and
Yeah, you can make stew with it too, so.
okay, well that's fine. So, what's next for you boys? You've helped us quite a bit.
Has there been any word on our dwarven friend?
No, there hasn't. But
Okay, then we're gone. We're leaving.
if you're going to head out to the hunting lodge, I can offer you the assistance of the scouts who have been there, as well as anything else you might need for your travels.
Ooh. Do you guys want to take the
Down.
scouts?
Let's take the scouts. Also,
Yeah, let's go get some
Revan, I would like a walking stick. I need a couple more health potions if we've got anything.
We
now.
still don't
Let's
have
go
any
see.
supplies.
Can you find a fist weapon of some
sorry.
kind? Please?
For me?
Mm-hmm. Does that count as unarmed strikes if you get a fist weapon like a...
It doesn't really quite exist, per se. Unarmed strikes are very much not having weapons, but if at some point you
Well,
find gloves...
That's not 100% true.
Okay.
I can use unarmed strike with monk weapons.
Yeah, but you still have to, hit.
Some dope-ass brass knuckles,
But,
baby.
you would have to find some sort of magical weapon that increases the abilities of your unarmed strike, as opposed to, here is a sword that I have, and now I have a better sword, and this sword does more damage. So, now my sword attack does more than that.
Right.
So, yeah, you would have to find something a little more suitable than what you have now in the way of gloves that are magically enchanted.
Now, because we have saved this town both from starvation and pirates, are we just are we having to pay for anything, or is this on the house?
You don't know. I mean, you can ask.
I
you
would
can try
like
to
to-
acquire something. You
I
know
would
that
like to...
you know that you are getting a bedroll, and some materials to make a flag of some sort.
Yeah, I already got those. I have it in I got my paint and my linen sheets.
Yeah, those were given to you. It's pretty much as soon as you got into town.
I would like to go to the local leather worker and commission Tukers' little vest.
Okay.
And I would like to go to the apothecary and get some health potions.
Okay, so you want to head out towards the leather worker. We'll play that first. Okay. So you asked Revan for directions to sort of a leather worker in town who could commission some custom stuff for you, and you come across. He gives you directions to just a regular old leather worker in town, and you go in the front door. You see a halfling female behind the desk.
Hey, hello. Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
My name's Bingle Beastfoot of the clan Beastfoot. This is Tukas Beastfoot of the clan Beastfoot. What's your name?
Oh, he's cute.
Why don't you show him some love? Tukas, go show her some love.
Tukers comes around the corner, but she kind of like jumps up on her.
No, he's good. He's good.
Chair.
He's good. He's good. He's good. He's good.
Listen, I
Creep the fuck out.
Okay, please keep your pet on a leash, sir. This is a place of business.
I hold it back.
How can my name is Sasha. How can I help you? Welcome to my store.
Sasha, huh? That sounds an awful lot like Saturn.
She is pretty like nervous by you and sort of is a little on guard. Listen, sir, if you're not going to buy anything, I'd like you to leave.
Listen, Sasha, I'm actually here for you to commission a vest for my boy Tukas here, but if you're too scared to even go near him, how are you supposed to get his measurements? Like, I even know that. How are you supposed to get his measurements of his waist and everything?
That's a great question. What do you want?
I would like a vest for my boy Tukas.
A vest?
A leather vest. Yes, a vest.
That style? Like a shirt? Like a nice...
I would like a leather vest. I don't know. Sasha, I'm going to need you to work with me here.
Is it... Do you want something that's going to look good? Do you want something that's going to...
Oh, yes.
Is
I want it to look good.
Is it for looks or is it for utility? Do you need pockets? What kind of leather do you want? Where am I going to get the leather?
You know what? See, now
There's
we're
a lot
talking.
of information
now we're
I
rapping.
need for you.
See, now we're rapping. You're the guy, a woman, girl. I would like, yes, leather with some pockets. And on the back, I'd like Tukas with a heart stitched.
Okay, let me please pick up the specimen and put him on
His
the
name is
table.
Tukas.
Okay.
Tukas, get on the table.
It leaps up. You can see her go to work. She takes some baseline measurements, gets everything sort of measured up, and is sort of writing things down on a little pad of paper. And she goes, okay, so I have here a commission order for 1 custom cut leather vest embroidery. I'll assume you'll want some little pockets here so you can put some snacks in your friend's little vest here. So I've laid out those here. Can you provide any of the materials?
Let me just check my bag here. Do you
have wolf hide?
Do I have anything?
Do you not have wolf hide?
I mean, would I have wolf hide?
Did you mark down anything?
No.
Okay, so materials, time and labor. Okay, all of this is going to cost you a total of 2,400 gold, and it's going to take 4 to 5 weeks for the work to be complete. Do you want to pay the typical 50% commission now, or would you like to spread
Sasha,
that out
I gotta
into
level out here with you.
payments?
You know how you ate this morning?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're welcome. This 4-week thing isn't gonna be okay with me, okay? I need this, we're talking about 6 hours.
Well,
By the morning, really.
I don't really have any materials.
Also, it's on Revan.
Here. I don't have any materials. And I do need to make a living. Thank you for the help.
Well, you're gonna get paid by Riven.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful.
I see how that plays out. We'll just go talk to Revan then. We'll figure out how this works. So she kind of struts out and she flips over the little open to closed sign. And she's gonna take a walk with you down to the inn.
I just want a fucking vest, Mott.
Well, you're not really playing nice with the NPCs. You're kind of being
a fucking dick.
You're kind of being a little jerk, and you attacked me with your
even a little
little
jerk.
beast there.
I
So
just
let's
told
go
him to
talk.
say hi.
Let's go talk to Revan.
Let's go talk to Revan.
She bangs on the door of the inn, and she goes, "Revan, Revan."
Revan.
Revan opens up the door. Oh, hello, Sasha.
Hi,
How
Revan.
can-
Tell her that I saved the town, yada yada, etc., and that I could get a vest from her, please.
Oh, he did, and she grabs him by the scruff, or by the collar of his tunic, and says, "Listen, you sent your little friend here down for what? A commission? Some custom work? Thousands of gold? And you owe me 500 gold for the bags I made for you to keep your grain in. Is this what you do to me?" And she slaps him across the face.
Holy shit.
"Listen, you little
fuck?
punk."
Very
And she's
uncomfortable and aroused.
Yeah.
She kind of points at you now. She says, "If you want your little badger vest, you come to me when you have the gold and the time."
Hey, man, this isn't between me and you. This is between you and... I mean, he said that he
And
would pay for it, so...
she stomps off in a huff.
I send Tukers after her.
You're gonna fucking attack her?
No, I'm just going to get him to jump on her.
Colgrim, where are you in this? I feel like this is a good intervention period.
Sorry, he's already off, Bo.
I'm not. I don't want to have anything to do with this.
All right, so he's on top of her and she's like
Well,
screaming.
I want
She's freaking out. She's losing her mind, and guards are coming over.
and then
People
I
are
whistle,
looking.
and I get Tukers to come back to me.
You boys need to leave. What are you doing? You attacked a citizen. What are you thinking? And guards are starting to come over, and people are looking pretty concerned. What are you guys gonna do?
Oh my god.
That girl started it. Also, you know how you all ate this morning? You're welcome. And I'm just yelling at the town. You're welcome.
Revan,
And I
Revan's
start
gonna
pointing
pick
at all
you
the
up.
people. I start
Revan's
pointing
gonna
and go,
pick
"You're
you
welcome.
up,
You're
Bingle,
welcome."
and bring you inside. Are you gonna resist? Actually,
if he's
you need to roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you could squirm your way out of his grip.
that's a 15.
Fuck. Okay. So he goes to like pick you up and says, "Come on, get inside. What are you
I
thinking?"
slap his hand out of the way,
Yeah.
and I continue to point. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, I pick him up this time.
I let him pick me up because he owes this. He deserves this because of the jerky.
And I'm even going to walk backwards into the inn.
And I'm
so that
still
he
just
can keep
pointing. You're
yelling at
welcome.
people,
You're welcome.
yes.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to walk in, and we're going to go inside and shut the door.
I whistle for Tukers to follow. Unless
Okay.
you want to leave him outside.
No, Tukers needs to come in, too. This is very
All right.
important.
So you're all in the inn now. And you can see Revan is like super flustered, and he just goes, "What the hell is wrong with you, Bingle?"
I don't know what you... I mean, it was Tukers that did it.
Jesus, listen, guys. This town is we're good now, but things aren't great still, and you need to relax. I don't know what is wrong with you, but listen. Are you going to go east? Are you heading to the hunting lodge?
Yes, we're gonna head to the hunting lodge as soon as we can.
Fantastic. Great. So here's what's going to happen. You are going to stay here tonight, if you should choose, and I'll send for the scouts to meet you here. You guys can leave in the morning. You'll have food and other provisions, and you may leave without a problem and go. I won't let you leave and walk around the town tonight. If you cause any more problems, you're going to start a riot. I wanted
They
you
didn't
boys
do
to
anything. They didn't do anything.
fix our problems, and you're just making more.
I think we should leave.
I don't think
Gentlemen,
you're
I don't think
wanted.
we're wanted here.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty much on you, Bingle. How about this? Colgrim, can you keep an eye on Bingle? I'll go out and get supplies. We'll come back.
I
We'll
will
spend
bring the
night. We'll take
supplies
off in the
to
morning.
you, my friends.
Beautiful.
I
We don't even
just
have to pay for
want
anything. Let's
you
go.
to relax and don't do anything that's going to cause a general panic. Is that can we all agree that
I threw
panic
this town into a fucking frenzy with a little badger.
okay, well if we're going to be clear, you did
being
attack a
dick.
citizen with a beast which you brought from the woods.
Yeah, we don't know if it's had shots.
If we did, who knows the danger. Listen, boys, take a seat.
All right, shots are confirmed in the
They are.
D&D
They
universe.
are.
I just want to point out once again.
Listen, boys.
Okay, I'd like
why
him
don't-
to. I'd like him to get us some health potions. Most importantly, please.
we listen.
We don't have
Supplies haven't changed much since you've been gone. You were able, yes, we got some general, some some herbs, some bandages, some triage equipment, all of the things that are going to help us stay fit and trim. But health potions, we still have next to none here. But here, why don't I get to work on covering up this little incident of ours? You boys sit here and just take a seat, just relax. The inn is yours for now. My associates here will help you with any food or drink or anything you might need, and I will get you supplies and get the scouts sent over and get everything ready to go. So you just sit here and wait just a few hours.
When he leaves,
He's gone.
Bingle takes the time to turn to the boys and formally apologize for his actions.
Finally.
He just saw red,
Yeah, he's got quite the
Over.
temper.
and she started it.
I mean, regardless if she started it or not, if you do that again, you're liable to get yourself killed and the rest of us, and I would prefer that not happening.
Bingle nods.
Not to mention, you might
He just said,
get somebody to hurt our new little friend here, and I point over at Tukers.
"That's
I
a
mean,
very
we
good
know he's
point."
friendly, but not everyone else does.
It's like a new toy, guys.
This is
Woodland
a
beast.
4-foot woodland badger that you just
To
brought
tackle a small
into-
girl.
Like, that thing was bigger than the halfling you had at tackle. Yeah.
You guys spend the rest of your night in the inn. You have some food brought into you. It's still pretty crude stuff, but it goes down pretty smooth. And you actually are given some rooms for the night on the house to sort of relax and recoup and get ready for your trek out in the morning. You're told that the scouts are going to meet you a little bit on the way towards the hunting lodge. They're going to head out tonight and camp out, make sure that the roads are relatively safe, and you can meet up with them in the morning. So as you fall off to sleep, you're all in your own separate rooms. Tukers is staying at the foot of your bed, Bingle. He's kind of wrapped up in a little ball and is snoring away.
That is so fucking beautiful.
But a few hours into the night, Bingle, you're awakened by a light outside of your room. The shades are drawn, but you can see that there's an unnatural glow coming from outside.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Outside, you see a humanoid figure on the roof of a building across from you. And it
Oh,
is
this is like the beginning of the movie Signs.
it is
Is it?
glowing in
Yeah.
a purple haze. It has almost flames of purple energy coming throughout its body, sort of whipping around it as it looks directly at you. You can see the eye contact fills you with almost a sense of dread, and it's staring at you and kind of cocks its head a little bit, and then disappears.